All right, what's up, guys? Yo, what's happening? Um, Pumped up about this one today, as usual. It's kind of I started on doing this uh an personality analysis, and I've been using the operators from Rainbow Six Siege as inspiration for it. I'm like just having fun putting together these scenes, and kind of getting my system for building an attractive character from the ground up in a way that's going to connect you or your client to your audience, because I was having a conversation with a guy yesterday, and man, some good stuff was exchanged in that, but part of it was, it's like who am I talking to still? Like, that's still something that I've been intensely focused on, because I've known it's everything for the last little bit. I've been listening, I've been paying attention, and I've been doing my best to take action in a way that actually moves forward. And this seems to be who I can help and where I can help are, people who are like me that are doing what I'm doing. It's like, so it's I have like very strong gut feelings about things, and like I just like I felt that something hasn't been quite right. It's been getting clearer and clearer every day, but this remembering for me personally to take one step at a time is where I need to be. I need to get this guy out of here. Say hello. 1 second before I start this podcast, and let me also be pulling up Siege so we can watch the operator video for today. I hope there's not an update. I think when Bastion just came out, possibly. So anyway, Doc is going to be the operator for today. And before I get going on the podcast and what I'm talking about, it's so funny because Doc is a dog that my dad has, and he is a tank. He's just a straight up tank. And it's funny that Doc in the game Rainbow Six is the same way. So much of a tank that it's like everybody at school the other day was talking about Doc. All right. We're getting there. Let's see where. All right. So hooray, 2 new operators. I love days. I love the days when the new season comes out. I mean, it's been on a test server, but now it's in the game, so it's had a few tweaks to it. Okay. So installation still in progress. I knew it. I would like to be able to look at the operators. I bet they won't let me into the test server either. All right, well, that's going on. So we're punting. All right. All right. This is right, here we go. Here is shout out to whoever's video this is. Crazy. This is his video that he's uploaded from Siege. So here we go.
I've learned from experience that the place to save lives is in the field, not an office. And sometimes, the only way to save a life is to take one.
All right, so that is Doc. One thing that stands out to me, I'm not able to access it right now because of the update, but one thing about Doc is he's a high altruist, meaning that he wants to help everyone. He's one of those people that really does want to help everyone, despite what he just said right there. But he's also, got that recognition of when it comes down to us versus them, it's going to be us, So he is that team anchor, that team player. I love to anchor. It's like I like to roam. I love to anchor most of the time, and whenever I'm in the right mood, I can play Doc. But that's another story for another day at another time. Right now, we're about the podcast. Let me get my notes pulled up. Okay. Okay. Three, two, one. Hey, everybody, Marty here. And today I wanted to kind of reflect on something that I was just watching just a little bit ago. Stephen Larson was, I watched this podcast from yesterday, and he was talking about, not even being able to see the valley that's right in front of you whenever you go out hunting at first early in the morning. It really connected with me. He told a story about going hunting with his dad and how, he's not, he said he wasn't really the hunter, but he went from time to time with his dad, and I'm like the same way. And it was just a lesson to learn there in connecting with your audience. Is like, it just, I understand why I'm drawn to the people I'm drawn to on a fundamental level now after going through this. And one of the very best things that ever sparked that for me, that got me out of doing the things that Stephen was talking about. And I'm not perfect from time to time. I do realize that I hold myself back, but I'm doing my best whenever I'm asking this question: how can I help my team? So I was really looking for a connection with the people that I could help. And uh, there was a problem. I didn't know exactly who it was. And as a result of that, that caused a lot of angst, a lot of bad gut feelings about what I was doing. I was putting in all this work. I was, uh, doing the market research. I was looking within the gaming community, the Twitch community. I'm like, where are the gaps? Where's where it? And then, I kind of found those places, and I started talking about several different things. But I kind of like looked up, and I'm like, where's my team? Where are my people? As someone I spoke with on the phone yesterday was wondering the same thing. And it was one of those moments from me where I was like, that's what it is. It's like, it's not that I necessarily don't know who they are. Or, I mean, it definitely was. Let me retract that statement. I definitely didn't know who exactly my team was for a long time, let alone where they were. But I made the mistake of looking where are they? Where are they? It's like, I didn't even know who they were yet. And the thing that made this even more difficult for me personally at the time was I was broken, as on several different levels. And I had done it to myself, running after these passion projects, and never really taken the time to look and make sure that I was standing on stable ground in the first place. And, I was broken physically. And as I got over that and my body came back underneath me, I started to feel better. I started to make better decisions, but still I had some stuff to work through mentally. And Stephen was talking about, it's like, you're in your own way with your head. And I'm like, I know, it hit me. So I was, I found myself extremely run down. I was getting sick. I was hurting, and I was it just felt completely bottomed out. The engine was blown yet again. Like I tell my people about, or I talk about, knee injuries and stuff, and how the last one that really put me out, like, it was so anticlimactic. It was, like, non-contact. Is like, you don't do that unless you've been working way too hard for way too long and ignoring the red flags. And that's exactly what I had done in my first part of getting serious about growing my online business and really taking it to the level that it needed to be. And I was at this spot where I didn't know how, and it was because of, I was asking myself the wrong questions. I was asking myself, it was like, how come I can't get this? How come, like, it's even hard for me to, like, say them out loud, because I know they're wrong. I don't want to point myself in the wrong direction, but it's like, how come everybody else is like, I'm looking around, I'm seeing, it's like, and I was comparing myself to others. So I asked myself the question finally, after seeing several successful entrepreneurs asking this question. It's like, how can I ... It was like, that's a great start. So it's like, how can I help my team, is something that I turned to pretty quickly once I realized I was making these errors. And it just kind of hit me in the head, real hard, and made me realize, it's like, okay, first I got to fix myself. But in order to do that, I have to help other people. And it became the same thing. It became this back and forth trade-off that the more I gave, the more I received instead of the other way around. And the way I did that, I finally decided I was going to focus on assisting my team. And one of the ways that I did that, and one of the tricks that I often use is I go back to another time in my life where I did that and then apply it and start writing the story that I want. And so I think about Doc in Rainbow Six Siege. He's a heavy anchor. Like, he is staying on the objective. And, he's a tank. So Doc, even in his operator video, he said the place to save lives isn't in an office, but in the field. But, wherever you are is like the first thing you do as Doc is you set up shop. And, that makes you a good camera person, a good research, a good, like, where's the attack coming from? And then secondly, it's like, you need to be focused on healing your team. And that's what I did whenever I was hurt. I could not train. I could not physically from time to time, model the exercises I wanted my clients to do. And that caused me to get very precise and specific with my words, with my language. And it's one of those things. It's like, you can talk about what not to do all day long, but it's like, can you tell somebody what to do and not necessarily how to do it? And that's one of the big tricks, really. And as I gave my time, effort, and energy to heal these people, I came along too. I started to realize that I was like, man, I might be making these same mistakes and not realizing it, because, it's like, you can't always look at yourself from the outside. In fact, it's pretty hard without a mirror. So the more I gave, the more I kind of figured things out and learned about my profession of helping people with their posture and their personal fitness while I was there doing that, while I was earning the money to invest in myself to learn this online marketing siege game in the first place. And then third is like, Doc has this, him and Rook, the French, the GIGN, they have ACOG scopes on their MP5. So they are unique in the fact of they can play the long angles on defense, which is not usually the case. And it's important that they keep those long angles are good angles for them. It's important that they keep that and don't take any unnecessary fights. But sometimes on the wrong day, or you put the wrong person in the wrong role, there are consequences to playing like Doc. This person might, and I'm talking to myself here because I'm certainly guilty of doing this from time to time. If Doc loses focus and starts focusing on eliminating the enemy, it's like it can turn out bad, because he's putting himself out there. He's risking his neck when his job is to sit back there with his stem pistol, which heals the rest of the team. So he should be in that spot where he could see most of the team most of the time and be able to assist. But instead, he picks fight and he spends the whole round healing himself and pumping himself up, and more than likely being eliminated from the round very, very early whenever you have the wrong person with the wrong focus, or the right person with the wrong focus. And for me, it took me a long time to learn who my team was and how I could assist them in that manner. And the reason for such angst and wanting to go out there and perhaps stir up some noise whenever I wasn't quite ready or didn't have the right backup, it was because of this. And it was just a mindset focus, a mindset shift. And I realized that I'm on the team of people who are on team people personally. There are things in the gaming industry and problems certainly to look at as far as posture and physical health, mental health, how to monetize channels and things of that nature. It's like esports athletes who are going to age out quickly and need to have, a coaching role set up and systems in place for that. So there's so much stuff, so much opportunity there. And you know, me personally, it's important that I control focus through questions. And Tony Robbins, of course, talks about, and I heard this from Trey Llewellyn as well, is like you can control your question, control your life, change your question, change your life. And the question to be asking for sure, without a doubt, is how can I help my team? And a good place to start is knowing who that is in the first place. Remember, guys, you're one upgrade away. All right. That was cool, I think. All right. That's it. Some cool stuff is coming soon. Be sure to check out the links below this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.